Podcast 3. In this podcast, I will tell you about student accounts, which handles your bill through the bursar's office. Then I will tell you a little bit about financial aid policies. And finally, you will hear about academic integrity from Academic Integrity Officer Wanda Moore. Let's begin with your student account. In an effort to be environmentally conscious, all of the billing at Stony Brook is done electronically, so you will never receive a paper bill. Like registration, all of the information and payment options are available online through your Solar account. Solar will automatically email you when there is a statement available and regarding payment due dates. Payment can be processed through Solar in the form of a credit card or electronic check. If you miss a due date, you will be notified by Solar via email, and a late fee will be charged. We will discuss late fees in more detail in a moment. Effective fall 2014, all enrolled students will be able to offer third parties access to a limited subset of information available on Solar. Students will be able to grant third parties access to view their account summary What Do I Owe page, and to make credit, debit, or electronic check payments on their behalf. Students can set up a third party's access by logging into Solar and clicking on Share My Information. More information will be available on the Office of the Bursar's website in June of this year. Billing statements are generated just over a month before classes begin, typically July 15th for fall semester and December 15th for spring semester. If you register for the fall semester before July 15th, your bill will be due on August 15th. If you register between July 15th and the start of classes, your bill will be due September 15th. For the spring semester, if you register before December 15th, your bill will be due on January 15th. If you register between December 15th and the start of classes, your bill will be due on February 15th. If for some reason you do not pay your bill by the due date, there are a few troubling consequences to look out for. Depending on your credit load, you will incur a late fee of up to $50 per month for each month the bill remains unpaid. However, you will not be disenrolled or dropped from your classes. At the end of the semester, student accounts will send you a final billing notification if there's anything left over. An outstanding balance will prevent you from registering for the following semester. Your transcript will be held and your accounts may be sent to a collection agency. The link to view and pay your bill is on the Solar page under Campus Financial Services, Account Information Payment. When you click on this link, you will see a link for Account Summary What Do I Owe? Click this and there will be a link available for every semester for which you are enrolled at Stony Brook, and a total amount charged, total amount paid, anticipated aid, and amounts due. If you click on the semester link, it will take you to a breakdown of all of your semester charges, including tuition, fees, and financial aid. We will talk more about financial aid in a few minutes. Any refunds that you are owed will be listed here, and at the very bottom will be the link to pay your bill. Current rates can be found at the Bursar's website at this link. You will notice 4 possible tuition rates depending on 2 things: whether you are a New York State resident or not, and what your G level is. If you are a full-time G1 or G3 registering for 12 credits, you will pay the larger value for in-state and for out-of-state. If you are a full-time G2 or G4 or G5 registering for 9 credits, you will pay the smaller value for in-state and for out-of-state. In addition to your tuition, you will be paying a comprehensive fee that includes all of the fees listed here. The only fee that we will discuss later is the required student health insurance. Depending on your employment status, you may be eligible to waive this fee. If you have health insurance from another source, such as a spouse or another employer, you may also be able to waive this fee. More on this in Podcast 4. If you expect a refund, either from financial aid or because you overpaid your bill, any refund you are expecting will be in the form of a refund check. These take 1 week to generate, and the Bursar's office only processes them once per week. In order to get your refund check, you will need to go to the Bursar's office in the administration building. Alternatively, you can sign up for direct deposit on Solar. Direct deposit is much faster and a free service that runs every day. Under the Account Information/Payment tab I mentioned earlier for your bill, you will also find the direct deposit link. Setting this up requires a checking or savings account number and the bank or credit union's routing number. If you are paying your own tuition, there is a payment plan to spread one semester's tuition out over 3 or 4 payments. This is called Time Option Payment Plan, or TOP. You can enroll in TOP directly on Solar via a link next to your bill. Also, the Bursar's website has a link that details how to make use of TOP. There is a non-refundable $40 application fee each semester you enroll in TOP. Depending on when you enroll, you will get your bill broken down into 3 or 4 payments. If you fail to make a payment, you will be removed from the payment plan. Now let's move on to financial aid. The financial aid office is located in the administration building, room 180. You can check their website for their current office hours and for contact information via phone or email. If you want financial aid, the first thing you need to do is fill out your FAFSA as early as possible. You may remember doing this for your undergraduate program. Now that you are a grad student, however, you are considered financially independent and do not need your parents' information to fill out the FAFSA. Graduate students are also eligible for loans. There are 2 types of loans a graduate student can get through FAFSA: a direct unsubsidized loan and a graduate plus loan. There are annual loan limits and lifetime loan limits. Annually, you cannot receive more than $20,500 from the unsubsidized loan. From the Grad Plus loan, you can receive the cost of attendance minus any other financial aid, for example, a tuition scholarship or unsubsidized loan. The lifetime limit for a graduate student is $138,500 for the unsubsidized loan. If you reach this limit, you will still be eligible for a Graduate Plus loan as long as you are enrolled and matriculated. Be aware that the Grad Plus loan will check your credit history and deny you the loan if you have adverse credit. The unsubsidized loan does not check credit history and will not deny you financial aid based on your credit history. In order to stay eligible for loans, you must be enrolled as at least a half-time student. FAFSA also allows you to apply for federal work-study money. You can do this if you are receiving a tuition scholarship that comes straight from your department but will show up as anticipated aid in Solar. We already discussed the cost of attendance a little bit. Remember that it will depend on your G level and your residency. Your loan eligibility is based on both direct and indirect costs of attendance. Direct costs include things like tuition, on-campus housing costs, meal plan costs, or basically anything the university directly bills you for. Indirect costs include things like books, supplies, transportation to campus, and off-campus housing and meal costs. Remember, MA students at the G2 level of attendance and doctoral students at the G4 or G5 level of attendance will likely see a smaller tuition amount due to fewer required credits for full-time status. All of your financial aid information is available on Solar. Remember holds? The financial aid office is one of the offices that can place a hold on your Solar account if they are missing documents from you. Every academic year that you qualify for financial aid, you will need to log on to your Solar to accept or decline your awards. This includes loans and work study. Here you can check the award detail for your loan. You want to make sure that the assumptions are correct. For example, your G level. Also check the state of residence and make sure your financial aid loans match what you're actually registered for. When you accept a loan, you have the option to reduce the amount, and the instructions for this are right on Solar. Once you've accepted aid, your loan will show up in your anticipated aid column on your tuition bill. Another item you might see on the Solar account is the to-do list. For financial aid, this is where you fill out and sign your master promissory note for direct loan. If you need to do this, a to-do list item will show up in your Solar account with instructions on how to fill out and submit the MPN. Check back on Solar about a week or so after accepting your aid package to see if you have to do this item. If for some reason your aid is held up, for example for not signing a master promissory note, it will not disperse. If aid does not disperse within 26 days of the scheduled dispersal date, it will be removed from your anticipated aid, and you may owe late fees on the amount of your bill that is still unpaid. So be very careful and keep an eye on your solar account for holds and to-do list items. Finally, be aware that if your enrollment changes, such as dropping a class or reducing from full to half-time or less than half-time status, it will likely impact your financial aid. Before you drop a class or make other changes to your enrollment that result in the change of a credit load, be sure to contact the financial aid office to discuss how it might impact your aid. 6 credits is considered half-time for all graduate students, so you must maintain at least 6 credits to be eligible for loans. If you're over-awarded, you may see a decrease in your loans. If you withdraw mid-semester, the financial aid office will run a calculation to determine what financial aid out of your total package you actually earned. For example, if you drop all of your classes after the 100% liability date we talked about earlier, your loans may only cover a portion of this cost, even if they have already dispersed and paid your entire tuition. In this case, you will be billed for the difference once the financial aid office has run their calculation and returned the unearned portion of your aid package. To avoid running into a situation like this, make sure you contact the financial aid office before withdrawing. To close out this podcast, I will introduce you to Academic Integrity Officer Wanda Moore, who will tell you a little bit about her role here at the university. Then it's on to podcast 4. See you there.
According to the Academic Integrity's website, intellectual honesty is the cornerstone of all academic and scholarly work. Therefore, any faculty can view any form of academic dishonesty as a serious matter. What is academic dishonesty? Academic dishonesty includes any act that is designed to obtain fraudulently, either for oneself or someone else, academic credit, grades, or other recognition that is not properly earned or that adversely affects another's grade. The most reported act of academic dishonesty, plagiarism. Okay, now what is plagiarism? We hear that term a lot. We receive over 100 reports every academic year to the Academic Judiciary's office. Plagiarism, copying someone else's writing or paraphrasing it too closely. I'll repeat that. Copying someone else's writing or paraphrasing it too closely, even if it constitutes only some of your written assignment without proper citation. Know that any member of the academic community may bring forward any accusation of academic dishonesty to the appropriate college judiciary committee. Faculty, staff within colleges, courses, and academic departments can bring forward any accusation of academic dishonesty. A student accused of academic dishonesty may appeal the accusation to the relevant judiciary committee. Any accusation that is not appealed will be rendered as a finding of academic dishonesty. By appealing the accusation, the student asserts that he or she did not violate the university policy concerning academic dishonesty. Please know that an F for the course is considered to be the most appropriate penalty grade for an act of academic dishonesty. 2 sentences that are word for word, not paraphrased, not quoted, not properly cited, reported to the Office of the Academic Judiciary, found guilty of academic dishonesty, an F for the course. Please know an F for the course is considered to be an appropriate penalty grade for an act of academic dishonesty. Multiple acts of academic dishonesty unfortunately occurs every semester. So please be very mindful of your coursework, paraphrasing, and avoiding plagiarism. How can students protect themselves? Many cases of plagiarism involve students improperly using the internet source. If you need a refresher course, know that the library offers workshops on avoiding plagiarism. Take advantage of all the resources on campus. Use the services of the Writing Center for assistance in preparing papers. Use a recognized handbook for instruction and citing sources. Consult with individual faculty members or academic departments when in doubt. Please refer to the Academic Judiciary's website for more information on how students can protect themselves, on avoiding plagiarism and other reports of academic dishonesty. Stony Brook University take this matter very seriously. Over 200 students are reported every academic year for some act of academic dishonesty. Please do not be one of them.